HarperAudio presents Find Me Unafraid, Love, Loss, and Hope in an African Slum by Kennedy Odede and Jessica Posner. Read by Korey Jackson and Mandy Siegfried.
Foreword by Nicholas Kristof. I've seen lots of unlikely sights in my travels as a journalist and author, but one of the most remarkable is deep within the Kibera slum in Kenya's capital, Nairobi. Kibera is not at first glance, how can I say this politely, an uplifting place. It's a warren of tiny shacks on dirt paths that turn into mud and muck when it rains. Crime, joblessness, and sexual violence are common. The Kenyan authorities have offered little help, and Western aid projects haven't done much to create opportunity either. Yet you amble down one of these tiny dirt paths, turn a corner, and there it is, a modern, cheerful school full of bubbly elementary school girls in neat uniforms, and a large sign, Kibera School for Girls. What girls these are! They're chattering away in English. For many of them, it's their third language, after Swahili and a tribal language, while brimming with poise and self-confidence. In class, they ace standardized exams and do better than wealthier students at much more privileged schools. The contrast between the hopefulness of these schoolgirls and their sometimes grim surroundings is striking, and it's pretty clear that these girls are changemakers who will build a better Kibera and a better Kenya. Yet the Kibera School for Girls isn't just an education story, it's also a love story. The school is the brainchild of Kennedy Odede, who grew up in the slum, and Jessica Posner, a Colorado girl who took a junior year abroad to work on street theater with Kennedy in Kibera. Jessica insisted on staying with Kennedy and his family, horrifying them all. No white person has ever stayed in Kibera. But she browbeat them, and then, when she saw the rats and toilets and was privately aghast, was too stubborn to back down. Kennedy and Jessica learned from each other. She helped him get into Wesleyan University on a full scholarship, even though he had no SAT score or high school transcript. And together, by force of will, they built the Kibera School for Girls and a broader development effort called SHOFCO, or Shining Hope for Communities. It includes a clinic, a water source, economic empowerment programs, a community newspaper, a women's empowerment group, an effort to fight rape, and so much more, and is now expanding this model across Kenya's slums. SHOFCO is a love story, but it's also a lesson in development. The organization succeeded in part because it had someone with local knowledge and charisma to lead the way, and in part because it had a policy wonk foreigner who could help open overseas wallets. That's a potent partnership. If it's just foreigners, there's a risk that locals will see them as cows to be milked, or that a project won't have the necessary buy-in from local people. Indeed, SHOFCO is successful partly because it didn't begin as an aid program at all, but as a local empowerment movement, with Kennedy and his buddies organizing soccer games and street performances decrying rape. Only after it was well established did it take on a more structured dimension, building effective partnerships. Kennedy's life underscores one of my favorite aphorisms. Talent is universal, but opportunity is not. Everyone who encounters Ken can see his prodigious gifts of leadership and enthusiasm, but even he could have easily gone in a wrong direction. He tried his hand at thievery, but fortunately he turned out to be a wretched mango thief, and was so scared when he was caught that he mostly stayed honest after that. He did fall in with a gang, though, and sometimes his anger and frustration boiled over and led